Happy Monday, YouTube. Happy Monday. I'm going to go live everywhere, but I want to say thank you for 3 million views, 3 million views on YouTube. Super, super excited about that. I appreciate you guys so much. So please keep watching. It means a lot to me. And of course, I would love it if you would share my channel with a friend. You can even have the channel on like playing in the background while you're cleaning, or even better, while you're organizing your wardrobe. Good morning. Good morning. Nice to see you guys. So very excited about the 3 million views. I'm continuing to grow. I would so be appreciative if you would just click like on this video wherever you're watching it. It just means so much to me, and it helps Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram show my video to more people. So thank you for joining me. Okay. I'm excited today to talk about that seasonal switch, that transition between winter and spring, which we're all going through. And for those of you in the Southern Hemisphere, you're having the opposite transition, right? You're going from summer to fall, I believe, right now. So how do you transition your wardrobe between seasons? Good morning, everyone. So if spring is in the air for sure. This is Easter week, so happy Easter week for those of you who celebrate. This is the most important week in the calendar for those of us who are Christians. This is just a really, really important and special holiday. So, Easter to me signals really kind of the unofficial start of spring, even though it's a full exactly 1 month after the official start of spring, because many of us are still experiencing kind of very early spring or late winter weather, right? Good morning, everyone. So spring is definitely in the air, but your closet might still be clinging to winter. I'm going to walk you through exactly how to shift your wardrobe with ease and with confidence. You don't need to start from scratch. Like with a few smart swaps, strategic clusters, and styling tips, you're going to have your spring wardrobe sorted. So let's get into it. Instead of feeling like you need to buy a whole new wardrobe, I want to give you some smart ways to work with what you already have, refresh intentionally and strategically, and make your clothes feel like new again. Okay, let's get started. So the first thing I want to talk about and think about is I want you to think about what your anchor pieces are for spring. Like, what are your most worn pieces for spring? What do you reach for over and over again in the springtime? You want to make sure that you've got those front and center, because one of the things that I talk about in my reverse closet edit process a lot is really identifying the clothes you want to wear now, like the clothes you want to wear in April, and bringing those to the forefront of your wardrobe so you don't forget about them, you don't miss them, you're not scrambling for them. You want those pieces to be front and center. So maybe that's a denim jacket for you. Maybe it's a lightweight trench. Maybe it's your white jeans. Maybe it's your cropped pants or your lighter weight pants. Maybe it's a versatile midi skirt. What are those anchor pieces? The ones that go with everything in your wardrobe, or the ones that you reach for all the time. That are going to help you make that seasonal transition easier. If you've got those most worn MVP pieces in your wardrobe front and center, it's going to be a lot easier to create outfits in this transitional period. So you want to you probably already have some of these, but you want to kind of evaluate them and say, do my white jeans need a little refresh? In addition to pulling them to the front of your closet, like take a quick look and be like, what is missing? What do I wear all the time that I'm not seeing here? Or what do I wear all the time that I need to replace or update? So that's going to be the second step. You're going to evaluate and refresh your spring staples. So looking at these pieces, ask yourself, oh my gosh, my white jeans, do they not fit me anymore? Have they yellowed? Are they stained? My denim jacket, could it use an update? My go-to spring dresses, are they a little threadbare, or am I still excited about wearing them because they're in great shape and they look great? So just kind of do a quick once over of your spring kind of hero pieces, your spring anchor pieces, and make sure that you have those boxes checked, because the first time you try to pull on your white jeans for your go-to springtime outfit and you realize that your white jeans either don't fit or are not in great shape, you're going to be bummed. So make sure that you're checking those boxes early. Again, the earlier we fill in some of these gaps, the longer we can wear these pieces, because spring clothes are going to transition seamlessly into summer style, and you don't want to wait too long on filling in those gaps in your wardrobe because you won't be able to wear them for as long. So start making a short, focused shopping list. Avoid buying anything that doesn't plug into the shopping list at the beginning, because I'm going to be talking you through a process. So the pieces that you wear the most, you need to replace. If you need to update or refresh, you need to replace those first. Okay, the next strategy is to mix winter and spring for a transitional style. Now, I talk a lot about mixing casual and dressy so that you get more of your dressier pieces. Many people have wardrobes, many of us have wardrobes that we consider too dressy for our everyday lives. And an easy hack for this is to combine a dressy element with a casual element. Like, for example, today I'm wearing a silk blouse. If I wore the silk blouse with jeans, the silk blouse would be more casual. If I wore the silk blouse with dress pants or trousers, as I'm doing today, the silk blouse is going to be dressier. So you can do the same with winter and spring pieces. What you want to do is you want to combine something that gives a spring feel with something that is a nod to the climate wherever you're at. So it may not feel climate wise, weather wise, like spring, but you may be in the spring mood. Again, we're in Easter week. So you want to combine something that makes you feel cozy with something that makes you feel springy. I did that in today's outfit in a couple of ways. First of all, I'm wearing sleeves, which in a couple of weeks, maybe sooner in Florida, I won't be able to wear sleeves. I mean, or at least it'll be a lot warmer. So I'm wearing sleeves, which are my nod to the season or the climate, because it's actually a little bit breezy and a little bit cool for Florida this week. But I'm wearing, a lightweight texture. I'm wearing navy and white. And navy is a neutral that I bring out a lot in spring, summer. So I'm transitioning to having a little bit more navy and a little bit less black for my spring, summer wardrobe. And the other way that I'm transitioning this outfit from winter to spring is that I'm wearing hot pink pants and pink shoes. Hot pink is one of my main spring wardrobe colors. So by injecting two of my spring colors, navy and pink, and doing sleeves instead of a sleeveless top, I'm transitioning that wardrobe from winter to spring, but still staying true to what the weather looks like outside for me. So mixing winter and spring will help you create transitional outfits. So maybe you're pairing a spring blouse with dark denim and ankle boots still. Maybe you're bringing color in, and that's the way that you're transitioning, like I am. Maybe you're layering a floral dress with a denim jacket or even a heavier jacket. Maybe you're layering a floral dress under your lighter winter coat or a heavier spring trench. Maybe you're wearing a soft spring sweater, like maybe the sweater has spring colors and maybe it's a cotton sweater instead of a wool sweater. Maybe you're wearing it with your white midi skirt and your sneakers. Like, how can you combine winter pieces and spring pieces? How can you transition outfits from winter to spring with a switch of color, with a switch of fabric, and by, like I said, by strategic layering. Okay, so for example, I loved my camel coat. It's definitely going to be too hot to wear my camel coat in April, but I could do a trench with white jeans and a striped tee, and that's just an easy winter to spring outfit formula. Okay, next, refresh with color, not with quantity. Often what we're feeling when we're looking at ahead at our wardrobes is a sense of a little bit of boredom, and an easy way to get over that wardrobe boredom as you're going into a new season is to refresh with color. Like, just a couple of colored pieces are an easy way to update everything you're wearing. So, and I'm going to say a bag and a shoe are going to be the easiest way to get that transition. I've got a little partnership coming up soon with DSW, and they have a pair, I think they're Franco Sarto, they're striped mules that are crocus and white striped. And I was like, what a perfect spring update. You can wear, especially if you have a lot of neutrals in your wardrobe, you can add a striped or solid shoe in a color, and it's going to update everything you wear. Like, all of a sudden your wardrobe is going to feel like spring, even if you're just wearing a neutral outfit. So color is an easy way, rather than feeling like we need to buy a ton. Color is an easy way to insert some spring into your wardrobe and to easily transition your style. Even if right now your climate says winter, you can bring out a colored bag or a beautiful pair of colored boots or shoes, and your wardrobe is going to feel more springy. So layer in seasonal colors through accessories, tops, even makeup. think of the beautiful spring colors that we have right now. We've got the crocus, we've got the buttery yellow, we've got the pale blue, we've got the olive green, we've got the coral, the peach, the baby pink, like every single color. You're going to find a color that works for your color palette. Now, for me, I'm leaning into the crocus this season, and I'm bringing back my hot pink, even though it's light pink is the seasonal color, because I can't wear light pink. Much as I love it, I can't wear light pink close to my face. So I'm doing the hot pink, I'm doing the crocus. I might do like a bright yellow. Like those are going to be the ways that I'm going to bring spring color into your wardrobe. Now, let me know in the comments how you're going to bring color and spring colors into your seasonal color palette based on what you know about the colors that flatter you. So this is an easy way. I would say start with accessories. That's going to be the easiest way to insert some color into your wardrobe. So if you want to start with your very basic formula of a white tee and jeans, maybe you're going to pair it with like the cashmere green cardigan, or maybe you're going to pair it with one of the things I've been seeing a lot is a pair of leopard shoes, and leopard doesn't have a spring color, but it's very much a spring trend. So adding your accessories to a basic outfit formula, easy update. Okay, next, rotate fabrics, not full outfits. So I was kind of alluding to this when I was talking about transitioning your wardrobe from winter to spring, but maybe it's not what you wear, but it's what it's made out of. So you may still be wearing many of the same pieces. And, like I said, switching your camel wool coat for a camel trench coat, switching your chunky cashmere or wool sweater for a cotton sweater, or a linen sweater, or maybe one of those beautiful open weave sweaters that's everywhere this season. Maybe trading your cozy joggers or cozy athleisure pants for a pair of lightweight athleisure pants. Trading your very like thick, rigid denim for a pair of airy or summer weight jeans. I actually have a pair that I'm featuring in a video this week. There is denim for spring and summer that is not hot. Like going from suede to canvas, or going from dark suede to summer or spring suede in your outerwear. Even if your outfit formula stays exactly the same, you're wearing the exact same outfit, switching the fabrics makes a huge difference. So I'm going to go back to the white tee and jeans outfit. So if your white tee and jeans outfit for fall, winter included like a blazer or like really chunky cardigan and boots and a coat, in spring, summer, maybe it can be a linen blazer or a lightweight cotton cardigan and flats. Maybe it's those mesh flats. Maybe it's a trench. Maybe it's no trench. Like it's you can use the same formula and transition the clothing pieces. So good morning, everyone. Hello. Next, I'm going to say, let your shoes set the tone. Could I talk about shoes anymore in this outfit? In this video, I don't think I can, because there's so much to say about shoes and their ability to help you transition outfits. But going from tall boots to ankle boots, going from dark boots to light boots, you can wear your light colored boots all year, booties, especially all year round, and you can wear cowboy boots all year round. But maybe you're transitioning the way those boots look. Maybe you're going from suede to leather. Maybe you're going, from boots to loafers to sandals. Like what does that look like for you? Transitioning your shoes is really important. Of course, in the same way that transitioning our fabric choices in clothes is important, transitioning our fabric choices in shoes is equally important. So maybe you're now switching over to canvas and raffia. Maybe it's that spring suede. And I'm going to say, I feel like we're here. It's time for espadrille season. It's time for raffia season. It's time for straw season. Like we're fully there. And for those of you where it still feels a little cool, I will say, Easter, start at Easter. Like you can wear the spring accessories, even if the weather still says late winter. And then you want to really, like I said, consider adding in some of those textures, like the straw bags, the straw hats. That's going to be a way to insert some spring into your wardrobe. Okay, next, you're going to look at the rest of your accessories. I talked about shoes, bags, hats, scarves. This is time to put away the warm woolly scarves and bring out some beautiful, like lightweight cotton scarves, some silk scarves. Looking at transitioning the really cozy, big suede bags to maybe straw bags or totes. Can I say straw again in this video? Because you know how I feel about that. Transitioning some of your jewelry so that it's got more of a summery feeling or springy feeling. I have a beautiful pair, I love them, of huge raffia earrings that I'm going to be wearing a lot for spring, summer, and I definitely don't reach for in fall, winter. You want to refresh your sunglasses, your belts, your hats. I'm definitely loving raffia every time, every year at this time. I love raffia belts. I feel like there's such a great little addition to a lot of springtime outfits. So again, updating your accessories. Okay, so if you're looking at these things like a recipe, you can just take out one spice and add another spice, and you're going to have a look that works for you. Okay, this is the secret sauce that I'm about to talk about right now, because often I get asked, how do I update my wardrobe for the season? Do I need to buy all new clothes? Do I need to buy nothing? The answer is somewhere in the middle. You definitely do not need to buy all new clothes, nor do I encourage you to buy all new clothes. If you're being strategic about building your wardrobe, you're going to have lots and lots of options. So, it's going to be easier to transition that wardrobe. So let me give you kind of my step-by-step process of transitioning your wardrobe and updating your wardrobe for spring. So clusters make it easy to update your wardrobe without overwhelming you or making you feel like you need to start over and you need to spend a ton of money, blowing your spring wardrobe budget. Like it gives you a very strategic way. So, you've pulled the hero pieces, the anchor pieces of your wardrobe front and center. So you kind of know what you reach for a lot. Again, maybe it's white jeans, maybe it's denim jackets, maybe it's a handful of pretty spring blouses. What are those pieces for you? So you're going to start there and you're going to look at those pieces, you're going to evaluate those pieces, and then you're going to create a cluster for spring that you're going to shop that goes with the pieces that you already have in your spring wardrobe. So you pick a store, any store. It could be Target, it could be Old Navy, it could be Neiman Marcus. It doesn't matter. Pick a store that suits your lifestyle and suits your budget. You're going to create a cluster from that store that is going to go with the cluster of spring pieces you already have. What is a cluster? A cluster is 3 tops, 2 bottoms, and a jacket or a completer piece. Now, if you live in a really hot climate like Texas, like Florida, maybe that completer piece for you is going to be an accessory and not a jacket. For most of the rest of the country, maybe that completer piece is going to be a great linen jacket. Maybe it's going to be a lightweight cotton jacket. Maybe it's going to be an open work cardigan that's got holes in it for air conditioning and is lightweight. So whatever that piece is for you, that's going to be the 6th piece in your cluster. So again, 3 tops, 2 bottoms, and a completer piece of some sort, plus a dress for spring, summer. So I expand the cluster to include 7 pieces instead of 6 pieces for warm weather, because we're adding a dress to the cluster. So you want to make sure that you're going to go spring shopping strategically, and you're going to be choosing a cluster that you already know is going to pair back with the existing spring wardrobe that you already have. And this is how you're going to feel like you've got a million new pieces and a bajillion new outfits without buying a million new pieces or a bajillion new outfits. So you're also going to want to look at your spring shoes. And truly, if you want the easiest update for all of your spring wardrobe, start with the shoes. I've often said old dress plus new shoes equals new outfit. So if you've got dresses from last season or from 5 years ago or from 10 years ago that you still love, but you're a little ho-hum about, you feel maybe like they're a little bit boring, you like them, but you want to like refresh them a little, like just buy a new pair of shoes. All of your dresses, all of your outfits are going to be new. So as you're going through this cluster process, consider a cluster of accessories. So what are those accessories that could be refreshed? Could it be shoes, a bag, and a pair of earrings? Like that's an easy little accessories cluster that's going to easily update your spring wardrobe. So again, you want to choose a store, you want to pick a cluster from that store, and you want that cluster to pair back with your original cluster. The thing is, if you're shopping from one store, this is an easy hack for creating a cluster on your own, because you're going to know that everything in that in that store was created with the same color palette, the same focus, the same general mood, it was the same aesthetic for the season, which is going to make your cluster go together way more easily. Now, this is not true if you're shopping at a department store, of course, because the department store has way too broad of a selection, and that's going to be a million different brands with a million different visions, color palettes, and aesthetics for spring. But if you're looking at Loft, J. Crew, even Anthropologie, Banana Republic, Ann Taylor, Tuckernuck, Reese, Veronica Beard, you can shop your clusters from those stores and really get this easy, effortless, go with everything cluster that again pairs back with your existing wardrobe. So an example of a spring cluster could be, I'm just gonna come up with a quick one here. These are, of course, pieces that I think are kind of basics, but white jeans, a denim skirt, those could be the two bottoms in your spring cluster. And these should probably be already in your wardrobe, or when you're pulling out your spring pieces, you want to evaluate and maybe use this as a checklist to see what you have and what you're missing. White jeans, a denim skirt, a striped tee, again, the law. They even have some vertical ones. Like they even have, there's no reason to not have a striped tee. A floral blouse or a printed blouse of some type, a lightweight sweater, maybe a linen sweater or a cotton sweater, maybe an open work sweater, like a big loose weave type of sweater, a denim jacket or a linen jacket, white sneakers. If you don't already have a pair of white sneakers, a pair of flat sandals, and then a pair of a metallic sandals that you can dress up or down, that you can wear to all the events, from Easter to church to a wedding. Maybe a printed scarf is going to be something you're going to add. Again, a straw tote and a straw little handbag are essential, as well as a straw hat. So this could be a sample spring cluster for you. Shop your closet first and build these clusters. Figure out what you need before you buy anything new. This is how we're strategic and how we create wardrobes that are building blocks for our style. Okay. Next and last step, shopping with intention. Wait, I want to make sure I'm not missing anything. Yes, shop for spring using the cluster strategy, right? So you know what you've got, you know what you're looking for, you're looking for a cluster that's going to pair back with that. You've used that checklist to make sure you're not missing any major gaps, and then you're going to use the cluster approach when shopping, right? We're going to create a cluster and create a plan before we ever go into the stores, because what we don't want is that shiny object syndrome where we're like, look at all the colors, look at all the things. And what we also don't want is, we don't want to buy things that are such outliers in our wardrobe unless they're standalone items. So I'm going to say, for example, crocus is an outlier in my wardrobe because I don't have any crocus pieces. So crocus needs to pair with my neutrals well, which it will, or it needs to be in a standalone piece, like a shoe that pairs with my neutrals well, or a dress or jumpsuit, because a dress or jumpsuit don't need to pair with the rest of my wardrobe. All they need to pair with is my accessories, probably neutral accessories. And then I can do the crocus dress or jumpsuit without disturbing my entire wardrobe. So bringing something into your wardrobe that is an outlier, that does not go with your neutrals and is not a one and done piece, is something that I don't recommend, because what ends up happening is that you end up having to buy 974 pieces so you can bring that one piece into your wardrobe. So if you're like, well, I don't wear any red, and I've only got hot pink in my wardrobe, and whatever, and I don't like the way red and hot pink look together, then consider not buying a red jacket, because if you don't have things that are going to go with that red jacket in your wardrobe, you're going to need to start over and build a completely new wardrobe just to support that red jacket. Now, if you're going through some kind of transition with your color palette or with your personal style, you may want to consider doing that, because you might be exploring your style or exploring a new color palette in a cluster. But if you already know your color palette for your wardrobe, and you want to dabble in a new style or a new color, do it in a way that doesn't upend or disturb your entire spring wardrobe. Okay. When you're shopping, ask yourself, what can I wear this with, and can I make at least 3 outfits from it? So my rule of thumb is, can I wear this with 3 other things in my closet, and can I wear this to 3 places in my lifestyle? That is, if the answer is yes to both of those, that is a big thumbs up from me in terms of buying something that's really going to work with the rest of your wardrobe. If the answer is, I can't wear this anywhere, and I can't wear this with anything, then you're really going to want to second guess or ask yourself whether that item really belongs in your wardrobe. Another way to build a cluster, and an easy way to kind of launch into a cluster, is to find a printed piece that you love. It's either a printed piece in your wardrobe or a printed piece in a store. This can be a blouse or a scarf, ideally, and you're going to pull the color palette from that printed piece to create your cluster. So maybe it's a floral blouse and it's got pink, turquoise, and white in it. Well, then you can say, oh, okay, well, maybe I'm going to do a pair of turquoise pants and a pair of white jeans with this blouse. And then you're going to use the colors in the cluster to even pull through to the other tops in the cluster, to the accessories in the cluster. And you're going to use that as the inspiration piece for your wardrobe and the jumping off point for your wardrobe. Can really help you focus your efforts. And it can also help you create interesting and non-boring cluster outfits. Often we think of capsules and clusters as being all neutral and all solid and maybe therefore a little bit ho-hum. But one of the reasons I love clusters is because they're mini capsules, they really allow you to play with color and with pattern in smaller doses in a way that might feel more manageable and easier for you to do for yourself. They allow you to play with color and pattern and insert them into your wardrobe effortlessly and easily, and without, again, it being a huge project, because you're really just focusing on a few pieces. Final thing I will say about shopping for a cluster or building a cluster in your own wardrobe is to keep ideally, especially the first couple of times when you're still figuring out how to use clusters for yourself, is to keep the pattern, statement, and color to one category of the cluster. So each cluster has 3 categories, right? It's tops, bottoms, and completer pieces. So the tops, bottoms, or completer pieces, all 3 of those are separate categories. So you want to choose pattern, color, interest for just one category. So the tops can be patterned, but not the tops, the bottoms, and the jackets. Yes, there are exceptions to this. You can start with a pattern set, which is a top and a bottom, but for the most part, you want to keep the pattern and interest in the tops and keep the bottoms and jackets separate and a little simple, for example, if you want the pieces to go together. Because the idea with clusters is that they're the building blocks. We can add additional clusters to our wardrobe. And if one cluster goes with the next cluster and goes with the next cluster, you're going to have lots and lots of outfit possibilities. So I hope that this was helpful and that you guys can stop before we start shopping for spring, because I have a lot of shopping videos coming up. Evaluate what you already have, focus on creating a cluster for your own wardrobe, and update your wardrobe for spring strategically. So love you guys so much. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like and maybe share it with a friend who's also going through the seasonal transition like the rest of us. Don't forget to subscribe if you have not subscribed on YouTube. It means so much to me, and it really helps YouTube share my videos with more people so that it can continue to grow. Thank you so much. Love your secret sauce for updating my wardrobe. I've been following your advice and it works. Thanks, Netta. Thank you so much for saying that. That means so much to me. It really does work, and truly nothing. And I've learned this the hard way as a spontaneous, fly by the seat of my pants type of girl, that if we don't plan, we don't end up with the results that we want. And that's hard for some of us who are not planners. But what I want is for you to have spontaneity in your wardrobe, not spontaneity in your shopping. I want the wardrobe to be easy and the shopping to be strategic. And so if we want the everyday outfits to be easy, the shopping needs to be strategic. I've learned that the hard way. And so that's my idea for you and my strategy for you. Love you guys so much. Thank you. I will see you